Hello and welcome to this Wednesday edition of the World Report, viewers. I'm Arjun, Samar, Mahendran. Let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. Ukraine says it has reached a common understanding with the United States on a proposed peace deal aimed at ending the war with Russia. Now, this breakthrough, viewers, follows intensive weekend negotiations in Geneva, as we saw, where officials from both countries refined the 28-point plan Washington presented initially to Kyiv last week. US President Donald Trump, meanwhile, announced on social media that Special Envoy Steve Witkoff has been instructed to meet with President Vladimir Putin, while Secretary of the Army Dan Driscoll will meet Ukrainian officials this week simultaneously. However, Moscow has signaled unease. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has warned that while the Kremlin had been open to the original US framework, any major revisions could create a fundamentally different situation, hinting very much that Russia's support may not be guaranteed. Now, Trump has also backed away from a Thursday deadline for Ukraine to agree to the peace plan, stating that the deadline, in fact, is when the conflict concludes. Meanwhile, here's Trump for you.
Eight wars in 9 months, and we're working on that final war. It's not easy, but I don't know. I think we're going to get there. 25,000 soldiers, Ukraine, Russia. In the last month, 25,000 soldiers have died. So I think we're getting very close to a deal. We'll find out. I thought that one would have been gone quicker. We did 8. I thought that would have been an easier one, but I think we're making progress. In less than 1 year, we've accomplished more than most other administrations have accomplished in 8 years.
In Central Asia, viewers, Afghanistan's Taliban government on Tuesday accused Pakistan of launching deadly overnight strikes in 3 eastern provinces. However, Rawalpindi has dismissed the claim and has said no such strikes were carried out. The Pakistani denial comes hours after chief spokesperson for the Afghan government said on social media platform X that Pakistan bombed the home of a civilian in the Khost province, killing 9 children and a woman. He also claimed additional strikes were carried out in the Afghan provinces of Kunar and Paktika, injuring 4 others. The Paris prosecutor has announced 4 more arrests in connection with the $102 million jewel heist at the Louvre Museum. Now, the arrests involved 2 men and 2 women from the Paris region, aged 31 to 40 years. However, the prosecutor did not specify their roles in the October 19 heist. The stolen jewels, meanwhile, including a diamond and emerald necklace given by Napoleon to Empress Marie-Louise, and other historical pieces have not yet been recovered. Meanwhile, police have previously arrested other suspected members of the 4-person team believed to have carried out this robbery. Listen in.
5 weeks since the jewel heist took place at the Louvre Museum behind me, and there's now another twist. The French prosecutor's office says 4 more people have been arrested over the $102 million robbery. 2 men and 2 women, aged between 31 and 40, are in custody, though investigators aren't saying what role they played. They can be questioned for up to 96 hours. The stolen treasure is still missing. It includes priceless jewels, and police say the gang forced their way in through a window, smashed display cases with angle grinders, and escaped in under 8 minutes, slipping down a freight lift and speeding off on scooters. 1 imperial crown has since been found, but the rest of the haul is still out there as focus sharpens on security at the world's most visited museum.
China has warned it would crush any foreign effort to intervene over Taiwan. A spokesperson for China's Taiwan Affairs Office stated about China's ability to defend its sovereignty. Now, Beijing views Taiwan as its own territory, while Taiwan says only their people can decide the island's future. We stay with Taiwan, where President Lai Ching-te has said that his government is set to propose a $40 billion American in additional defense spending over several years. Now, this comes as the nation looks to deter a potential Chinese invasion. Now, as Chinese pressure intensifies, Taiwan has ramped up defense spending as well. The extra spending is set to go towards new arms acquisitions from the United States and vastly enhance Taiwan's asymmetrical capabilities. Shifting our focus westwards, where the US Department of Labor has vowed to make sure that the H1B visa prioritizes qualified Americans over foreign workers in a major crackdown on discriminatory hiring. Now, viewers, this also marks a major debate or a debacle altogether over the wider role of highly skilled immigrants in the US workforce. Immigration attorney Anna Gabriel Urizar, meanwhile, decodes the implications on foreign workers.
Foreign workers are still fully protected under U.S. civil rights laws. What may happen in practice is that some employers may become more cautious with hiring because they are unsure on how to navigate the new enforcement guidance. If that caution leads to decisions based on accents, foreign names, or visa history, that will fall under discrimination and it is not permitted by law. Do foreign workers have recourse? Yes. Anyone authorized to work in the U.S. can file a discrimination charge with the EEOC. The agency can investigate and, when appropriate, take action. Workers may be entitled to remedies such as back pay. Does Project Firewall allow for discrimination of H1B holders? No. Project Firewall is aimed at preventing H1B program misuse. It doesn't change existing civil rights protections. Employers still cannot make decisions based on national origin, accent, or someone's visa history. Bottom line, foreign workers remain protected. They continue to have legal options, and Project Firewall doesn't create any exceptions to discriminate against H1B holders.
US President Donald Trump said on Tuesday that he had a great talk with Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. The conversation came after Trump's call with Chinese President Xi Jinping amid rising tensions between Asia's top two economies. Now, Trump said the Japanese leader is very smart and very strong. Listening.
Call with the Japanese Prime Minister.
Right, it was great. I had a great talk. I have a very good relationship with her. I also had a very good talk with President Xi of China, and I think that part of the world is doing fine.
Can you tell us about the content of your talks?
Mostly trade. I spoke to President Xi about a lot of things, but trade and buying our farm products, and he said he agreed with me. I think he's going to very much surprise you on the upside. I asked him, I'd like you to buy it a little faster. I'd like you to buy more, and he's more or less agreed to do that. I think we will be pleasantly surprised by the actions of President Xi. I have a good relationship, great relationship with him. I like him, he likes me. I'm going to be going there in April. I guess you'll all be going with me, but I'm going to be going to China in April. With Japan, likewise, I just came back from Japan, and we have a great relationship. The new Prime Minister and myself, she's very smart, she's very strong, and she's going to be a great leader. Thank you very much.
We shift our focus to Southeast Asia, where a fire broke through one of Dhaka's largest slums on Tuesday, leaving thousands of people homeless. Now, the blaze, viewers, started in the heart of the capital in Korail, which is also one of Bangladesh's most crowded slums. Even though no casualties have been reported as of now due to the intense fire, the slum, in fact, faced a huge power outage. At least 19 fire tenders, meanwhile, were sent to tackle the inferno, while the cause of this fire is yet to be determined. Donald Trump's Sudan envoy Masad Boulos has said that neither of the warring sides has formally accepted a truce plan proposal by the United States or Washington in this case. Now, he stated that the army's preconditions are impossible to achieve. However, the RSF, or the Rapid Support Forces, previously declared unilateral ceasefire under international pressure. Supporters began to gather outside police headquarters in Brasilia on Thursday. Now, Tuesday, this as former President Jair Bolsonaro started to serve his 27-year prison sentence for leading a coup attempt. Now, this attempt, viewers, was designed to keep him in office after losing the 2022 presidential polls. Bolsonaro will not have any contact with other inmates at the federal police headquarters in capital Brasilia. Meanwhile, his lawyers wanted him to be on house arrest due to his deteriorating health. According to federal police, meanwhile, his 12 square meter room has a bed, a private bathroom, air conditioning, and a TV set with a desk. Meanwhile, here's how supporters and critics of Bolsonaro are reacting.
Acho que hoje é dia de a gente poder respirar e dizer que a gente segue em defesa da democracia. Acho que esse brinde é por todas as vidas, é por defesa dessa democracia aqui no Brasil que é tão jovem, mas que a gente não abre mão dela. Obviamente que a gente quer mais mulheres negras no poder, a gente quer mais pessoas, mais diversidade, o rosto do Brasil, mas a gente não abre mão da nossa democracia, porque é sobre as nossas vidas, né? Então...
E eu estou aqui indignadíssima o que aconteceu com o nosso presidente, o presidente da vida, moço. Isso é uma injustiça. O que esse Alexandre de Moraes e toda aquela corja dele estão fazendo com o Bolsonaro. O Bolsonaro é um homem íntegro, honesto, é um homem família, sabe? Essa esquerda virou a cabeça dele de cabeça para baixo, não achou nada de errado no cara. Isso é uma perseguição política.
Thousands of Chinese tourists have cancelled trips to Japan earlier this week. Now, this comes after tensions between the two countries recently escalated over Taiwan. It's a self-governing island for perspective, viewers. Now, while the tourist sites in Asakusa are still teeming with visitors, including those from mainland China as well, some business operators in Japan's tourism industry are indeed feeling the heat from the political fallout. Japan saw a record number of tourists just last year, with spending by overseas tourists above a whopping 52 billion American dollars. Meanwhile, Chinese tourists accounted for 21% of that. We get you more on this story.
もう昨日も個人のお客様ですけれども、中国側から渡航禁止の連絡があって日本に行けなくなりましたということで、また日中関係が良くなりましたらぜひお伺いしたいですということで、個人様のキャンセルがありましたし、また来週4組の団体様の中国の団体様のご予約が入ってたんですけれども、こちらはすべてキャンセルになりました。
Pope Leo XIV is set to embark on his first trip abroad with a visit to Turkey, marking a key event in the Catholic and Orthodox Christianity. During his visit, which begins on Thursday, the Pope is scheduled to meet President Erdogan as well. He was also join the commemoration of the 1700th anniversary of the Council of Nicaea in the pilgrimage honoring Christianity's theological roots.
Pope Leo, though, is also going as a state visit, so there will be a political element to his visit to Turkey. Turkey has become a really key international player both in Russia's war in Ukraine and in the conflict in Gaza. So we can expect that Leo will make some comments about the state of the world and the conflicts that are underway.
Tehran schools and kindergartens have closed for at least 4 days on Tuesday because of severe air pollution. That's correct. Authorities have also exempted many employees from attending government offices as well. Tehran's air quality is among the worst in the world. For perspective, the smog is mostly caused by heavy traffic due to millions of fuel-burning cars, motorbikes, and also factory emissions. According to Tehran's Air Quality Control Department, the air quality index in the capital stood at 164 on Tuesday. Meanwhile, here's how citizens are responding and coping with the falling AQI.
بنزینمون استانداردو نداره و هم که خودروهامون وقتی من شهروند بیام این بنزین رو دارم مجبورم راه دیگه هم ندارم بیام استفاده کنم و ماشینم هم قطعا داره مصرفش بالا میره. این که دیگه هم از دو جهت هم از این بر هزینه دولت زیاد میشه که بنزین خرابو داده به من میده که من شهروند مجبورم راهی ندارم استفاده کنم و هم خودروی داخلی ما باید این خودرو استفاده کنیم چون ما که ماشین خارجی نمیتونیم استفاده کنیم و این خودش همش داره آلودگی هوا رو بیشتر میکنه و کمتر نمیکنه.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer apologized to a head teacher on Monday after accidentally leading a chorus of the viral 6-7 chant while visiting a primary school class in Peterborough. Footage posted to Starmer's own Instagram account, in fact, showed the Prime Minister reading with a young girl. Now, this when she pointed out that the page numbers is 6 and 7 before saying 6-7 and performing the accompanying viral juggling hands gesture. Starmer immediately imitated her, and other pupils needed little encouragement to join in the fun. Here's a Starmer for you, meanwhile.
Yeah, there we are. Sorry about that.
No, it's absolutely fine. It's fine.
I didn't start it, miss.
Torrential rains unleashed flash floods and triggered landslides in Indonesia, killing at least 10 people and leaving 6 others missing, at least 6 others missing at that. Rescue teams, meanwhile, have been struggling to reach affected areas in 6 regencies of North Sumatra province. Now, this after the monsoon rains over the past weekend have caused rivers to burst their banks. Police chief, meanwhile, has said that emergency shelters have been set up and authorities are urging residents in high-risk zones to evacuate immediately, warning that continued rainfall could very well trigger more similar landslides. There was a once-in-300-year storm has rattled southern Thailand, killing at least 19 people. That's correct. The heaviest rain was seen in the very center of transportation and trade in the Songkhla province, Hat Yai city. According to the country's Royal Irrigation Department, the city recorded its heaviest rain in over 300 years. 9 provinces, by the way, across southern Thailand are still flooded, affecting more than 127,000 households. Meanwhile, vehicles and houses remain submerged, as you see on your screens right now, while rescue operations remain underway. Over in Washington, US President Donald Trump pardoned 2 giant white-plumed turkeys named Gobble and Bordle on Tuesday, sparing them from Thanksgiving dinner tables and adding to more than 1,600 pardons he has granted only this term. We leave you with this.
Are you ready? Gobble. I just want to tell you this, very important. You are hereby unconditionally pardoned. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Beautiful. That's nice. Who would want to harm this beautiful bird? That's good. That's good. Thank you very much. Fantastic job. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody.
Welcome back, viewers. We now shift our focus to the UK, where the London Fire Brigade has said that a fire is being burning through a building in West London. It was thought to be storing fireworks. Meanwhile, emergency services have declared a major incident with some 150 firefighters and 25 fire engines on the site as we get you this broadcast attempting to quell the blaze in the 2-story building in Southall. Now, the fire brigade said 3/4 of the structure, consisting of a warehouse and a retail space as well, was on fire. And viewers, it's a big day for world cricket and an even bigger one for Team India. Why do I say this? Well, the ICC has finally dropped the full schedule for the 2026 T20 World Cup. And right at the top sits the blockbuster everyone wanted and in fact has been waiting for and always waits for: India versus Pakistan on the 15th of February. That's right, with Rohit Sharma and Harmanpreet Kaur unveiling the fixtures in Mumbai, the countdown to a home World Cup has officially begun. Meanwhile, we leave you with this report underlining how the tournament is shaping up. Take care and have a wonderful day. With India's 2 World Cup winning captains, Rohit Sharma and Harmanpreet Kaur, sharing the stage, the ICC unveiled the 2026 T20 World Cup schedule, and the headlines write itself. The men in blue are due to begin their 2026 T20 World Cup campaign on the 7th of February in Mumbai as they square off against Team USA. Meanwhile, the finals will be held in Ahmedabad or Colombo on the 8th of March, but the most important encounter is slated for the 15th of February in Colombo. And no marks for guessing, it's against Pakistan. India spreads its campaign across 5 marquee venues. Meanwhile, Delhi, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata will be among the venues in India for the T20 2026 World Cup. Sri Lanka, co-hosting the event, will stage matches at Colombo's Premadasa Stadium, the Sinhalese Sports Club and Kandy. Rohit Sharma, the only player to feature in all 9 previous T20 World Cups, now takes a new role, tournament ambassador.
It's a huge honor to be an ambassador of an ICC organization. And I was told by somebody just now that while playing, nobody has been announced as an ambassador of ICC. So it's a great privilege for me.
On India's preparations, Rohit insisted the team simply needs to ride the wave.
Nothing changes within the span of 1 month. You had a certain thought before the tournament started, and I don't see any reason why that needs to change when you are into the middle of the tournament and something goes wrong or things are not working out. There's always quality in that team. Enjoy that moment because you don't get to play World Cup every time. These World Cups are very, very important, and cherish and enjoy.
For Harmanpreet Kaur, the glow of her world title still lingers, and so does the rising tide of support for the women's game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a month now, but whenever I'm trying, let me now calm myself, relax myself. But I think koi na koi aage, they just keep reminding me, keep telling me what just happened, and then how excited they are. We are so grateful. Now they are even liking women's cricket. They want us to keep playing.
India's T20 skipper Surya Kumar Yadav says the squad is building nicely ahead of a home World Cup.
A lot of challenge going into the T20 World Cup. I am very excited to be leading this team. But yes, everyone is really excited. Playing in India, I'm sure it will be a different feeling, and leading the T20 side in India.
Moments after the official announcement of the World Cup schedule, the opposition has lashed out at the ICC for showing favouritism. Ahmedabad will be hosting the World Cup final for the 2nd consecutive ICC event home. Thackeray asked why the traditional venues are not being prioritised over the new one.
The 10th edition of the ICC T20 World Cup was announced. Few important highlights. Number 1, India will be playing its arch rivals Pakistan in a group stage match on 15th of February in Colombo. And secondly, India's World Cup winning captain Rohit Sharma has been announced as the ICC brand ambassador for this mega tournament. With camera person Himanshu Kumar, this is Anuj Raid reporting for NDTV from Mumbai.